believe my next guest here at the Navigate Credit Union Broadcast Center is a familiar face who's been here before. Kelly.
Hi, it's good to see you again.
Kelly Nevins with the Women's Fund of Rhode Island has several events coming up.
Oh, yes, yes.
that we'll talk about, but there's one in particular, and this is the Growing Workplace Diversity to Amplify Success. Now, this is taking place November 1st from 6 to 8 at Amica and Lincoln. So, before we get into the nuts and the bolts of the event, I want to talk with you a little bit about the status of women in the workplace.
Sure.
You've got the numbers, you've got the figures. That's what the Women's Fund is so great about having. Right. What is the current state of women being represented in the workplace?
Sure. So in Rhode Island, women make up about half of the workforce, and the other half, obviously, is men. However, a number of those women are working either in jobs that they're kind of like situated in the women's area of work, or they may be situated in low-paying jobs. Where they don't have an opportunity to get into the leadership pipeline. So the Women's Fund has made a number of recommendations that can help women and their families to be able to succeed in life and to be able to break into that leadership pipeline and to really do spectacular things. In Rhode Island, we don't have enough women in the leadership pipeline. And often what we hear from recruiters is, oh, we just, we look around, we don't see anybody. And it's not that they're not there, but sometimes it's about how workplaces are set up, that they're not recognizing that there may be opportunities right beneath their noses. There may be ways that women are opting out because the workplace may not be as flexible as it needs to be for somebody who has to care for family. And so we're making recommendations in a number of different ways that can help to address those issues. In Rhode Island, we're lucky enough to have 2 really big companies that are headed by women. We'd love to see that expand. We'd love to see more women in the C-suite, and we're here to help.
So this event, and it's again, this is November 1st, who's the audience? Who should be interested in this event?
So basically, it's anybody who works at a business that wants to think about different ways to grow their diversity. Now, of course, we're all about gender equity, but gender equity is very intersectional. So if you're looking to grow the ethnic diversity of your employees, or to bring in more people who perhaps haven't had an opportunity to do the type of work that you're doing, maybe somebody from lower income brackets that you can start at a lower pay initially and help them to grow. We have different ways that we can help your business to think about that. So if you're a small business owner, if you're an HR person, if you happen to be working in a company that you think needs to be more diverse and need some ideas about how you can help your company to grow, we're here to help you.
So you just touched upon what some of the challenges are for women as they're looking to kind of rise up in the leadership ranks. But in totality, why is it important for businesses to have women in the leadership ranks?
Yeah, well, the studies keep coming out that say that when you have women in leadership, that business as a whole tends to do better. So if you're a bottom line person, if you have more women in your leadership pipeline, if you have them in your C-suite, you are likely to be actually making more money than the average company. So you can go back and look at those studies. We can certainly connect you to them. What women bring to the table is, honestly, they have an ability to reach out to a variety of constituents. They tend to, check in with people and bring more, not just their own diverse perspective, but bring in information from a variety of perspectives. And we all know we're working in a global world at this point. We need to be able to hear from different viewpoints.
So if you've piqued the interest of people out there of this November 1st event, again, 6 to 8, we'll provide those links. What can you expect to take place at the event?
Sure. So we're going to help businesses to, number one, think about the types of questions they should be asking themselves about, are they doing everything that they can to make their workplace more accessible for people from diverse backgrounds. So we're going to provide them with an audit tool. It's really just a list of questions to think about. We're going to showcase some of the things that are in our gender equity in the workplace toolkit, but we're also bringing in panel speakers who have a variety of ways and tools to help businesses think about everything from how do I start to recruit and hire to the how do I train How do I think about policies that will help everyone to succeed? Because at the end of the day, this isn't just about women, it's about everyone. And then how do I help them to get into that leadership pipeline so I'm not one of the many businesses that suddenly, we find our men up at the top. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but we want to make sure that it's equitable for everyone.
Okay, again, this is the Growing Workplace Diversity to Amplify Success event at Amica on November 1st. But you've got plenty else going on between here. You've got golf, you've got cocktails. I'm looking at the list, I'm like, she's busy.
We're absolutely busy.
Talk with us about the other upcoming events in October.
Sure. So on October 18th, we are doing our first golf tournament for gender equity. It's Wednesday from 12 until whenever the dinner's over. We have a dinner-only option, so frankly, if you're not a golfer or you're not somebody who can get the afternoon off, you still can participate in the event. We'll do a short program talking about the status of women and girls in Rhode Island. We'll have some fun ways to engage. We're actually just gearing up for what we call a Giving Tuesday campaign, so we're going to do some videotaping of unselfies and talking to people who are taking selfies about why they think gender equity is important in Rhode Island.
Unselfies.
Unselfie, yeah, it's going to be lots of fun.
Now the golf tournament,
Yep.
co-ed or women only?
It's co-ed.
Co-ed,
Yeah.
okay guys.
Yeah, absolutely. We absolutely encourage people from all walks of life to participate. And again, we're making the dinner available for people who can't take that time off during the day. Very inexpensive when you look at golf tournaments across the state. We hope you'll join us.
Okay, just run down again the date and the location.
Yeah, so it's October 18th. It's a Wednesday afternoon from 12 until whenever the dinner's over. Dinner only option. We'll get people started at 5:30. It's at the Cranston Country Club, and you can find out information on our Women's Fund RI Facebook events page. It's also on Eventbrite.
Okay, so that's the golfing. I saw cocktails.
Yeah, cocktails. We again we're having a fabulous cocktails and conversation series. This will be we're doing them essentially quarterly. Focused on women entrepreneurs. We had a fabulous conversation with those panelists. The one that we're doing on October 25th will be highlighting innovative ways that local nonprofits are addressing the equity issue. And we're highlighting those that we are just about to be giving grant funding to. So we're back in the grant making business, and we're really excited to highlight these different nonprofits.
Okay, so will we be hearing about who these grantees are
Yes.
at this event?
Absolutely, yeah. And it's at the Red Duck Studio in Pawtucket, which if you haven't been is a really unique site. It's cocktails, it's food. It's been really popular for networking. We mostly see women there. We'd love to see more men, so you're welcome to join us. It's really just an opportunity to network with people who want to make positive change in our community.
Can you give us a little, how much money are we giving out here?
So this year we're giving out $50,000. We are still in the final deliberation stage, so right now I don't know exactly.
I know I can't pull it out.
Yeah. It's likely that we'll be giving between 5 and 6 organizations up to $10,000 worth of funding. And they're all addressing equity issues. So we're really excited. They're focused on equity issues through systemic change. So they're really looking to make some long-term progress on things. And we're excited by the mix. We had 31 organizations write to us for about $260,000 worth of funding. So
there's a need out there.
There's a need out there, and absolutely when people support the Women's Fund of Rhode Island, they're helping us to support a lot of local organizations who are doing this important work.
So you've got the 2 events in October, you've got this event in November at Amica, you've got the Giving Tuesday opportunity coming up. It's kind of taking you through the holidays, and before you know it, we'll be back up at the General Assembly.
Absolutely, and so we're already in the planning stages of a political forum on equal pay for January. When I was here last, we were talking about Run As You Are. It was a training event that was teaching women on how to run for office. So we're hoping to see, as we move into 2018, many of those women start their campaigns.
Okay, well, it's the constant campaign with the Women's Fund of Rhode Island. So much going on to educate the community. Again, this one about women in the workplace at Amica on November 1st. Again, we'll provide that link to the Women's Fund. as well as the other events coming up. Again, you just never sit still.
No, we don't. And frankly, if anybody would like to volunteer and help us get all these things done, I'd love to talk to you about it.
Well, I appreciate your coming in again to let folks know. We'll have that link up tomorrow as well. We appreciate your watching real time, and we'll have you back in the studio soon.
Thanks so much.
Good to see you. Thanks so much, Alyssa.
Take care.